Hey everybody, welcome to Look Back Last. Today we got a very special episode. We have one of the great comics of our generation, one of the great comic actors, and one of the great Canadians of all time. Today on Look Back Last, the amazing Mike Myers. What? And welcome to Look Back Laughs. Hey everybody, I'm Pete. You know me from Canadian stand-up comedy. You know, I'm famous in that you may have heard of me somewhere. This is Look Back Laughs, where we look back and laugh. This is it's a show where we look back at performers who have inspired me to get into comedy, because that's where it all starts. We become fans of comedy, and then we become comedians. So this show, we look back at the performers who have inspired me over the years to get into stand-up comedy. And with me, as always, on the show is my buddy and yours, Scott, who is in Korea. Hello, Scott.
Hey, how's it going?
All good, bud. How's things today? How's Korea treating you?
It's treating me pretty good. Things aren't too bad over here.
Yeah, good. Scott and I grew up together in our hometown of Wawa, Ontario. Making many weird little videos, and we continue that tradition all these years later on opposite sides of the planet here via Zoom and laptops and ring lights and boxes that we put all this gear on. So it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun making these episodes, and the feedback's been amazing. People are enjoying it. And today's episode is going to be a monumental one, because this guy absolutely blew the roof off the place for inspiring me for comedy. The great and alive Mike Myers, our first comedian on Look Back Last who is alive. We've only done people who have passed previously on these episodes, and Mike Myers very much alive and still making comedy and still inspiring generations of comedians. So to kick off this episode of Look Back Last, let's go to Scott, who's going to give us a little history of Mike Myers.
Michael Myers, no, not that Michael Myers, was born in Scarborough, Ontario, which is part of the city of Toronto, Canada. Between the ages of 2 and 10 years old, Michael was doing TV commercials. And by the age of 16, Myers made a guest star appearance on the legendary Canadian TV series, The Littlest Hobo. Mike got accepted to the Second City Touring Company after graduating high school and moved to the UK in 1985. Myers spent a year in the UK, where he worked on the British children's TV program, Wide Awake Club. Myers returned to Toronto and the Second City main stage in 1986. He would also make appearances on the local TV station City TV and shows like City Limits, where he first showcased a few of his now classic characters like Dieter, later known from Sprockets, and Wayne Campbell of the now known Wayne's World. In 1988, Mike Myers moved to Chicago, where he continued his training and performing with the Second City. Myers joined the cast of Saturday Night Live in 1989 and remained a cast member for 6 years until 1995. During his time on SNL, Mike brought to life some classic SNL characters such as Linda Richman, hostess of Coffee Talk, Simon, the British child who told his stories through drawings, Middle-Aged Man, Stuart Ranking from All Things Scottish, and of course bringing back his earlier creations of Dieter on Sprockets and Wayne Campbell on Wayne's World. With the popularity of Wayne's World on SNL, Mike Myers made his film debut in 1992 with the film of the same name, and Wayne's World 2 the following year in 1993. Mike Myers would continue to build on his film career and be the leading star in such movies as So I Married an Axe Murderer, The Cat in the Hat, The Love Guru, the Austin Powers movies, and would voice the lead character of Shrek in the Shrek movies. Mike Myers continues to work in the industry and make us laugh. Most recently, he is known for getting a Netflix deal and will be starring and producing in a new Netflix comedy series. Myers currently lives in New York City with his family, but he still has ties to his roots and continues to promote Canada, including his hometown of Toronto. And he continues to be a lifelong fan and follower of the Toronto Maple Leafs. With all that, let's now look back and react to some of Mike Myers' past work.
And now, boys and girls, it's time to visit our little friend, Simon.
Simon.
Well, you know,
I forgot about this one.
Simon, and I like to do drawing.
Used to sing it a lot.
I like
Right.
to draw. Come
Come
and
do
do
draw
drawings
with
with me.
I forgot all about the sketch one.
Hello, my name is Simon. Now, normally I go somewhere lovely with my mummy, but last year my mummy decided to go away and live with the angels. So this year, my daddy made plans to go to Greece, but not with me. Instead, he went with my new auntie who sleeps over. Her name is Candy.
Yeah, well done. Scott always surprises me with these clips, and I don't have like an inkling of what's going to be thrown at me. So seeing that start with the BBC, and then like, oh, this is familiar to me, and then the Simon opening happened. I was like, oh my god, I forgot all about Simon. But it was it not based on like a cartoon that ran on the National Film Board?
I don't know if it was a cartoon or what. It might have been something actually on BBC, but
yeah, because that jingle
English,
is like a song that was on like I don't know. I have we should look this up, or leave a comment in the comments below where Simon came from. But I remember it was like it was a cartoon that ran on the National Film Board. Remember those National Film Board videos, that National Film Board of Canada, and these little vignettes would happen, and my name is Simon. Anyway,
don't remember exactly. I remember the game Simon Says, but don't remember.
right. Yeah, great piece of comedy right there. That's Mike Myers solo on SNL. That's a whole sketch with just Mike Myers. Pretty ballsy. That's great.
Yeah, it's a bit creepy in some ways now, considering he's supposedly playing a little kid,
a child. Yeah,
keeps saying "Don't look at my ass" type thing.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, and then the hidden, childlike responses of just tragedies that are happening all around him.
Didn't realize it was so dark.
Yeah, it was dark. Yeah, as a teenager, we laughed at cheeky monkey, don't my bits and pieces. Those are the kind of catchphrases that we laughed about it. But now as an adult, you watch it, it's like it was dark humor that was happening there on Simon, his character Simon. Yeah, great way to kick off the Mike Myers episode, making Canada proud. Yeah, middle-aged man.
Yeah. I totally forgot about this character.
Put some baking soda on those battery terminals. I know because I'm middle-aged man.
I wonder where they filmed that.
Tonight's episode, The Affair.
Oh, and Don Pardo.
I think Larry is having.
Oh, and Jan Hooks, Victoria Jackson. My God. Oh, it's Drinking Buddy.
Oh, this is my sidekick, Drinking Buddy.
Yeah.
What's the difference between you and Drinking Buddy?
Right, Drinking Buddy?
Absolutely.
Hey, what are you looking at? You're looking at my gut, aren't you?
No.
Well, I'm working on it.
That's really great. I hadn't seen that in a long time. And as it was unfolding, I'm like, I remember all the beats of this. I remember Drinking Buddy. And it's funny to think Mike Myers is now a middle-aged man.
Yeah. So are we.
And so are we. Here we are.
Yeah.
Like, I should put my glasses on and don't look at my gut.
Yeah. Drinking water and coffee.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Drinking Buddy didn't make the cut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
yeah, great.
Yeah, I didn't remember that until I came across it and thought, yeah, maybe not too many people know that one.
That's right. Yeah, that was.
But the theme song and the opening video.
Yeah,
there, I definitely remember that. I forgot about Farley being on it.
Yeah, Drinking Buddy. There's something about Mike Myers' characters. I'm trying to articulate this, but he always seemed to find like three kind of like beats that he would repeat. You know, like every character, like middle-aged man was like one beat would be like middle-aged man, ha, right? And then are you looking at my gut? And same with with Simon, he had the catchphrases. Wayne's World obviously had catchphrases. So Mike Myers always had an ability to create characters, but also create these buzzwords and catchphrases around his characters that would make the characters go viral. I guess back in the day,
Yeah, he's definitely good at making iconic characters, not only like on TV but in film. Like you look at Austin Powers, there's all kinds of characters that he played in those movies.
That's right. Yeah.
Was it Fat Bastard? And
that's right. Yeah.
And
but all of them had all had these amazing catchphrases that they would work into. So then people would remember the impression. He's a really astute guy. He's a really smart. You can tell that he's a student of comedy. Like he takes his comedy very seriously and funny as hell, man. I remember his very first episode on SNL. He did a little segment on Weekend Update with Tony Danza was the host, and he did a little monologue piece on Weekend Update and he crushed it. I remember making a note. I'm like, oh, that guy's funny. Finding out obviously he's from Toronto and finding out he's Canadian, and then that was it. Hook, line, and sinker. I was a fan for life. Yeah, I can't wait to see what else you got in store.
Sprockets.
Yes.
Best German Television presents Sprockets. Meet your host, Dieter.
Welcome to Sprockets. I am your host, Dieter. But when I was there, I was as happy as a little girl. Joining us now for
it's Woody Harrelson.
It's Woody Harrelson.
Doug is in Dieter. What is your take on Euro Disney? I was so disgusted by Euro Disney that my disgust was such that I decided to.
It's an awesome hairdo.
Yeah.
Alternative to Euro Disney, so I designed Euro Trash. It is a collection of 30 or so black forest bears who have succumbed to a variety of malaise. European Freedom Land contains my favorite exhibit. It's a sick world after all, in which audio animatronic children in national costumes of every European nation frolic in tribute to the Danish kiddie porn industry.
Jesus. Well done. Oh, and on top of that, it's a Sprockets I'd never seen. How is that possible? Yeah, I hadn't seen that one. Yeah. Woody Harrelson, hey, that's amazing. One thing we're discovering about Mike Myers is, well, looking back on his career, like you think of, Mike Myers is, Austin Powers and Wayne's World and all these like fun characters, but we've discovered through Simon and Sprockets, there's a dark undertone of a lot of these jokes. Hey, like it's dark humor disguised with something silly, some catchphrase. Like they're talking about the syphilitic museum with lesions, and then quickly.
Yeah, I never got Sprockets that much, but I just remember, like back in the day, for a long time, you're always going on about "touch my monkey," and
that's again the catchphrases, right? So
we'd be talking sometimes, and then you'd always be like, "Your story has become tiresome." you were using that for a while. But
yeah.
But I never got to the whole German humor though. The fact that they're weird. I'm not saying they're like that, but that's
not at all, right?
Stereotype of
just some bizarre avant-garde version of
child porn amusement park.
What's a child porn reference on SNL? My God. Like I said, like dark undertones of these very silly characters, right? Like, that was the time on Sprockets when we danced and, touch my monkey. And these are the catchphrases that we remember. But like all those jokes in there about, Eurotrash and, and poking the migrant worker with sticks. It's like, these are dark jokes, man. And as funny as a young man, I didn't gravitate towards that at all, but I just enjoyed the touch my monkey and your story has become tiresome. But yeah, now watching that again with adult eyes, you're like, there's some dark humor going on with the Mike Myers crowd. So well done, Mike. That's cool. It's very cool. Oh, buddy.
Hey, Mike, is this a video camera? Yes, it is. Hi. How's it going? Very good. You say Mike, say chess. Chess? you wrote the new House of Wacky People, right?
I did not. In fact, Jack Candy did.
Yeah? From Toronto, man.
Look at you, Scott.
That was the first Dennis Wu one.
Niagara Falls? Yeah. Been there many times.
Hey, a friend of mine has a team when you know much music.
Don't think there were too many people with video cameras back then.
Yeah, I guess.
It's the first thing you notice when you walk up.
Mike, can we get an extreme close-up? All right.
I didn't know what to say.
Look at these faces from the 90s, eh? My God.
Wearing his Maple Leaf jacket.
Yeah.
It's cool.
My God, I didn't realize there were so many people that were hanging out there, hey?
I don't think there was until he came out.
Yeah. Wild, hey? Young guy.
Not as young as us, but
Yeah, I think this is one of those video cameras that I had to put on my shoulder.
yeah, it was. You had to put the actual
was like a
VHS
VHS tape in
so
there?
they're big. Oh,
That's great.
yeah.
That's so great.
Shout out to your mom.
Yeah, I was shooting videos for my mom for Mother's Day.
So much. I see you like 3 times.
I don't know what I was doing here. This is embarrassing.
I was. Well, we went back to Sweden.
Yeah, well, I mean, they said it.
Talking hockey.
After the Canada Cup, like, the scouts really liked it.
I don't think he'll come back to play, but it'd be nice if he came back to coach.
Yeah, that's
What is that now? Ontario. Are you living down here or just on vacation?
I live down here.
Is that right?
I showed him my driver's license for some reason.
No, he didn't come in See you guys later. Take it easy, Mike. Really good. Ready to go. Thanks. Dude, get me right now. Holy fuck. Dude, drink up your own fucking spots. Yeah, great. I'm gonna show my parents that.
Okay, let's just fade out on NBC.
Wow, buddy, holy. I hadn't seen that since we probably recorded it in
Shortly after,
1992. Is that what that would be? 91, 92?
92.
Oh my God, man. Yeah. Hanging out in front of 30 Rockefeller Plaza, right outside of security of NBC Studios. And yeah, the cast members used to come out and I would talk to them about comedy, and you see just an awkward couple of teenagers, hey? Just, hey, Mike, and then don't know what to say, you know?
I was like that with everybody. If there's more video of other, hosts.
I remember David Spade was there. Yeah, we were talking to Spade.
Everybody that came down, I would just say, hey, is Mike Myers still up there?
And then Mike Myers comes down and you're like, hey, I'm from Ontario.
And then,
like,
he shows up and it's just like, hey, I'm from Toronto. Well, yeah, whereabouts? Actually, I'm not.
Niagara Falls.
I was just trying to get his attention. And then after that, I was just,
you can see like he's trying to have a conversation with us. He's like, so what, are you living down here now? And you're like, no. And I'm like, I do. And he's like, okay. Yeah. I didn't say like, hey, I'm, becoming an actor. I want to become
driver's license to show. Like
a million things I could have said to Mike Myers.
But it's nice to see how nice he was. I mean,
yeah, right. And just took all the time of all those people wanted an autograph. All those people wanted a photo, and he took all the time, like, and talked to everybody and chit chatted about hockey and who wrote on this sketch and what musical guest was on, and you could see all those conversations. And he was like, "Yeah, I'll do this all day." And yeah, it's man, what a little time capsule there. But holy shit, man, that was cool. Yeah, that was a fantastic time in my life. Hey, 20-something and living in New York City. Not even, I guess I was a teenager then, right?
Yeah, and I was always going to say it was really nice of you. Like, obviously, you probably had done that before, but I just arrived. I think I actually arrived at the airport and we went straight there.
Straight to NBC.
So I think my first night was on the floor at NBC. Yeah.
So what we would do is Friday night.
It was so nice that you held the camera the entire time and kind of got me into the shots, which is really nice looking back.
So what we did is we would go down Friday nights to NBC, and you'd stand in line. You mark your place in line, because Saturday mornings, what they would do is they'd hand out standby tickets for tapings of SNL, and you could ask for either the dress rehearsal or you could ask for the live show. And we always ask for the dress rehearsal, because better chance you can get into the show, and also it's longer. They would cut 2 sketches. So watch SNL, watch the dress rehearsal if you got in, which you got in about a dozen times, I think, my time in New York, and then go home and then watch SNL on TV, and then go, yeah, I knew they were going to cut that sketch. That sketch wasn't such a nerd. Like my whole weekend was around one show. But yeah, we would camp out all Friday night, get there, 5:00 Friday night when they would open up the gates or whatever. And then you'd literally stand there from 5:00 Friday night until Saturday morning at 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. They would hand out those tickets, and then go home and sleep for a few hours, then go back to SNL and see a taping again.
Yeah, the episode we saw was John Goodman was the host. And Garth Brooks was the musical guest.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Now, was that the sketch? Did they do a Wayne's World sketch that night? Do you remember?
Possibly. We'll find out maybe coming up.
Okay.
Soon.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Like I said, I don't know what clips you're going to throw at me, so I didn't know that we were going to look at home video footage of Mike Myers at SNL. I hope Mike Myers sees this episode and then he gets to see that footage of him from 1992 and how nice he was and how generous he was with his time with all his fans. And you can see the reason why he had such great success, because he took the time to talk to the people who appreciate his comedy, who became fans of his for the last 30 years. So good on you, Mike. Cheers.
Watching Cable 10, Aurora, Illinois, Community
Aww.
Access Channel.
Phil Hartman's voice. Of course, we got to watch Wayne's World. Oh, it's an early one. He had the Jack Daniels hat.
Yeah. All right, welcome to Wayne's World. Here's your host, Wayne Campbell. Party! Party harder! Hey on, Wayne. Party hard, Garth.
I think we said that a few times in our lives.
Buddy, this is us in high school. Look at, I'm even still dressed the same. Black T-shirt, ball cap.
Yeah. I had those glasses and that
yeah.
wig.
Yeah, I think you had that Motley Crue shirt for sure. Yeah. Just
cool,
like you
we
did
got
at,
one of those of our
yeah,
own.
we got one in real life.
Let's bring in our first guest. A homo says what?
What?
A homo says what?
What?
Exactly.
Let's get on with this.
Yeah, a little homophobia there. That's fun.
Garth and I got caught by Chief Wilson here whipping snowballs.
Damn. Yeah, one of the early Wayne's Worlds, because he still had his Jack Daniels hat on instead of the Wayne's World hat.
Yeah, it might have been the second or third one, I think.
It sounds about right, yeah. And that was an episode that we were at?
Maybe the dress rehearsal.
We saw the dress rehearsal of that sketch, hey?
Yeah.
That was the John Goodman episode.
And it was weird because
we were at that
taping. There's a, like you mentioned before, there's always a couple sketches that don't make it.
That's right.
And one of the ones that didn't make it was it was a Chris Farley sketch.
Oh yeah.
That I found later when we did the Chris Farley episode.
Really?
They did it later on.
Oh, okay.
Improved on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe did some rewrites. But,
right.
It was about him at a whale show at a SeaWorld. He kept getting splashed by water.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, yeah.
And I remember them splashing him with water, and one of the stagehand guys is like, "Yeah, okay, Farley, have another drink."
Yeah, yeah. I've seen. That was. I've been privy to that too.
But yeah, John Goodman
being that close to it. But he was the host of that episode that we went to. Hey, so when we watched that, hanging out with Mike Myers in front of 30 Rock. That's what we were doing. We're hanging out, waiting for standby tickets for that episode that we just watched with John Goodman. Very cool, man. Yeah, I remember being at another taping of SNL and seeing the Wayne's World they did with Madonna when they did a dream sequence when they were in Madonna's Vogue video. And then they go to the Vogue. And it was funny because they would cut to the screen whenever the audience would watch the episode, like the pre-tape on the monitors. And then in the meantime, Dana Carvey left and he came back dressed in the black leotard from the Vogue video. So everyone was kind of chuckling as he comes back onto the set, like, what's going on? Why is he in all black? And then in the video, you see like Dana Carvey was the weird guy in the black leotard dancing in the Madonna video. And then they cut back. It was all a dream, or was it? Right? And then Madonna came in. It was a big moment at SNL. So, yeah,
there were important characters in our high school. I think I spent probably the entire grade 10 year as Garth.
Yeah.
Oh, I had the glasses. I think we did that at an assembly.
Yeah. Oh, you and I were Wayne and Garth for sure. That was
had that all down pat.
My God. Yeah, and then years later, got to do an actual real show with Mike Myers at. There was a great venue in Toronto called. It was a bar called Clinton's, which is sadly closed down. But on Sundays they had Pirate Video Cabaret, and it was stand-up, it was sketch, it was improv, and there'd be live music, and there'd be video. It was very cool and ahead of its time. But Mike Myers came by and did like him and his friend got up and they just did like a spoken word kind of riffed and talked a little bit. But I went on right before them, so I'm getting ready to go on. I looked to my right and Mike Myers. So I went on, did my set, and then he went up and of course did amazing because he's Mike Myers, and everybody went crazy. And then just hanging out after with him, telling him like, yeah, I used to hang out at SNL, and he was laughing about that. And I said, yeah, good job tonight. It was tough following me, but you know, you'll get there. And he was like, oh yeah, thanks very much. You know, he was laughing. So.
Yeah, it's weird. Garth and Wayne were an important part of my high school life for some reason.
For sure.
I remember I even entered a contest for Wayne's World through Much Music.
Really?
Don't know if I made a video or wrote an essay or something. But anyway, I ended up winning it, and I got a signed Wayne's World movie poster.
Oh wow,
signed
man!
from Mike Myers and Dana Carvey.
And where's that poster now?
My parents' house.
Oh yeah, that's great.
I've been meaning to send it to you because I've had no use for it here, but
gotta get that mounted.
Still have it. As far as I know, I still have it.
Yeah,
but
that's remarkable, man. Oh yeah, so many stories. That was my era of New York, when Mike Myers was on SNL, and Lorne Michaels always talks about this too. People ask Lorne Michaels, you know, creator of SNL, like, what was the greatest era of Saturday Night Live? And he always says the greatest era was when you were in high school. And that's so true. Like when I was in high school, when we were in high school, it was Mike Myers, Dana Carvey, Phil Hartman, Chris Rock, Chris Farley. Like that era was so remarkably funny, man. Like those sketches were outstanding, and everyone was just hitting a home run. Like everybody on that show turned out to be a superstar. Tim Meadows, my God, you know. So yeah, it's a very special time in my life that Mike Myers era of SNL, and Mike Myers himself obviously has been a huge influence on my comedy. Wow. Mike Myers has influenced me. Like I said, I think right from that moment that I saw him on SNL on Weekend Update on that Tony Danza episode, his first episode, something sparked. I was like, oh, this guy. And then finding out that he was Canadian, finding out he was in Toronto. It was all of a sudden now it was tangible. That was now, oh, I've got a link of somebody who's like me, like who's, you know, Canadian guy. Like you can do this. And then his workhorse ability of just getting up there and creating these characters that were just so memorable and tirelessly working. Like there's so many stories of Mike Myers just worked tirelessly on his sketch writing and performances. So that's a huge influence as well. But just I think number one, being a fan of Mike Myers was is having a link to Canadiana. Like he is such a great ambassador to Canada, to the city of Toronto where I used to live. My God, he's that opening weekend of Austin Powers when it opened. I saw like the first screening at the Uptown Theater, Young and Bloor, downtown Toronto. And if you remember, the opening sequence of Austin Powers is that dance sequence. And when it ended, the whole audience just erupted in like an applause break in a movie theater. But it was more than just like, oh, we're loving this movie. It was like, hey, look at our hometown boy doing well. Like it was the hometown rooting for one of our own. It was a magical moment of supporting our own. So that will always ring with me. That opening weekend of seeing Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery at the Uptown Theater in Young and Bloor in downtown Toronto. Yeah, Mike Myers, huge influence on me, and I still am a huge fan and will still be a fan for many, many years to come. So thanks for watching this episode, guys. This was a lot of fun. We looked back at some more obscure sketches that aren't as famous for Mike Myers as say some of the more elaborate ones. But yeah, it was very cool to see. And then obviously that curveball that Scott threw me with that home video footage of us hanging out at SNL was really remarkable. So thanks for tuning in and checking it out. Thanks for streaming it. Thanks for downloading it. And if you could hit the like button, that helps so much. And even better, could you hit the subscribe button, because that helps this show and helps the channel so much. Hit the bell notification button so that you know that when we've uploaded new videos. We do it about once a week. Scott and I get together on other sides of the planet and we make a TV show. And speaking of Scott, hey, Scott, where can people get hold of you and check out what you're up to?
You can find me in the links in the description below, which is just K-Pod Life in Korea, or the 10 Years Apart podcast.
Very cool. And same story. You can check out all my socials in the link below, at Zedlacher at most of the social medias. Yeah, give a like, give a follow. It helps so much. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the amazing feedback we're getting on Look Back Last. We're having a real blast making these, and I'm glad that they're finding an audience and you guys are enjoying it too. We're comedy fans, so it's very cool to look back at what gave the spark of getting into this career. And until we can get back out there and do comedy again, this has been a lot of fun. So thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Thank you, Scott. Be well, take care over there. And everybody else, thanks for tuning in. We'll do it again. Cheers. Hey, thanks for watching right to the end, guys. If you're looking for something else to watch, boom, check out that one. Boom, check out that one. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. It's on one of these sides. And if you did that, hit the notification button so that you know when we've uploaded new videos. Thanks so much. We'll do it again. Boom. Laters. Boop, boop, boop.